Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Adam Roxby here, the host and producer of the Student Nursing Times podcast. Now, in order to make it really easy for people to get involved with the show, I decided to make a series of videos detailing all the elements of the show from start to finish. So hopefully a look at how we get the show to you will show you that it's not actually that difficult to make a podcast or to get involved. And because there are so many different elements, there's really loads of ways in which people can help us out. Now, obviously, there's different ways to make a podcast, and we're just going to show you the way that works well for us. The first video, we're going to have a look at some of the equipment that we use and some of the programs that go into the actual recording process. But here's what's coming up in future videos. So, the second video, we're going to have the podcast workflow. This is bringing it from idea through to actual a state where we're going to start recording. Video 3 is going to be all about recording and editing, so the actual nuts and bolts of what we do. Video 4 is going to be about finalising and publishing, so just tidying up, dusting off everything and getting it ready to be put out there to the public. And video 5 is just going to be a quick wrap up. So that's what we've got coming up in the future videos, but to start with, just a brief overview of the show. The Student Nursing Times podcast is a show around about half an hour in length, and it features news discussions, interviews, student opinions, clinical information, as well as some great music. It features contributions from students from all across the country, so it's quite an ambitious project, but we're really spurred on by the positive feedback that we get from our listeners. However, the first stage of recording a podcast is that you need some equipment. Now, the microphone that I used, the one that's here, is the Yeti by Blue. It is a semi-professional microphone which has many advantages, and the most obvious being that it's got quite superior sound quality, and the fact that it plugs directly into your USB port on your computer without the need for any mixers or anything else extra like that. It also has an adjustable pattern, which means that, for example, I can record the sound that's coming straight ahead of it, or I can choose to have the sound recording from just in front and behind the microphone, or I can choose to record all the sound if I'm in a conference hall or if I'm conducting an interview with a number of people. So that's really quite useful. Now, at the time of recording, the microphone retails on Amazon for around £88. By the way, all the products I talk about on this site, as well as the programs, I will have links to on our website. So the Blue Yeti is obviously a premium microphone, but it isn't a requirement to have a microphone like this. We have had contributions from people who have used a normal, wireless headset microphone like this. We have had people using, in fact I've used this myself, just a normal voice recorder, so perhaps the sort of voice recorder you use to record your lectures. I've recorded many segments using this. Perhaps even a microphone that you plug into. This one is the Brando Bullet mic. This one you plug straight into a smartphone. Simple. And actually the clinical skills section from episode 1, featuring Laura Waterton and Laura Williams, was recorded using an iPhone. So that's just an idea to show you that actually you don't need to have a fantastic quality microphone to get involved in the show. Obviously, the better the microphone, the better the quality is going to be, but it shouldn't be seen as an obstacle for people getting involved, because we really don't mind. Next, we're going to have a quick look at the software, so I'll just stop talking to you now and we'll head and have a look at my desktop. So hopefully by now everybody should be familiar with the web forum on my site, which the podcast crew use to communicate ideas, suggestions and progress. But we also use a system called Dropbox. Here is the web version, but what this does, it creates a folder structure on your computer which contains all of the files used by the show. This would be our audio files, pictures and works in progress. One bit of software which we highly recommend is a software called Audacity. The great thing about Audacity is all you need to do is just select your microphone from the drop-down menu and hit the record button. Then what you can do after that is just record as much as you like, hit stop, and then export the file in whatever format you like and pop that in the Dropbox, and then everybody who works on the Student Nursing Times podcast will have access to it and can begin editing. It also should be noted that Audacity has a number of useful features such as noise reduction. We also use Skype to call each other, and on occasions we can also record these phone calls to be used in the show. There are other programs which we used in the show, namely Leveler, which is a program that keeps all of our spoken word at the same audio volume, and Apple's own audio software, GarageBand, but we'll cover more of that in the editing video. So that's just a brief overview of the tools that we use and the basic premise of the show. In the next video I'm going to talk more about the workflow of the podcast, from the basic idea through to a stage where we can start recording. I hope this video has been useful to you, and I shall see you in the next video.